Well, hello and welcome back to A Taste of Honey with Iris Garrigan. I'm glad to be back. Sorry I missed a little bit. I had some health issues, so we're back to do another reading from The Buzz at Chicky-Pie's Cafe. So put on your seatbelts because this is another thrilling ride, I think. And it takes place, if you listen to chapter 4 reading, this is the beginning part, just almost the very beginning, but not quite the very beginning, when Elise is in the process of escaping her horrible, abusive household. So we come into this chapter, and Elise has picked up the kids from school, put B down for a nap, and has orchestrated a little quick baseball game on the front lawn of the house for Bobby. So I'll start in here on chapter 5. Back on the front lawn, Bobby had just hit the ball over Reuben's head. "Wow, did you see that one, Elise?" Reuben proudly announced. "Sure did. That was amazing," I praised Bobby. "I see you have a new bat. Must be a good one." "Yeah, Dad got it for me last week. Here," he said, glowing with pride as he tossed me the catcher's glove. Tucking my ponytail inside my green cap, I thought, probably should have devised a catcher's mask too. Strapping the backpack on my chest, I was proud of how well it served a double purpose. The black quilted material lent to look similar to a real umpire's vest and should weather the days ahead. Reuben wound up and pitched to Bobby. It was a ball. The next pitch landed right in the strike zone. "Strike!" I yelled in my best umpire voice. Bobby gave me a dirty look. I swear his dark brown eyes are as piercing as his mother's. Another pitch came and whap! The ball went high fly into left field. Bobby ran around the makeshift bases and slid into home with a flourish. Reuben chased after the ball, but took his time on the play, allowing Bobby to score easily. With the thrill of the hit and flush from running, Bobby's chest puffed out as he cheered for his home run, as we cheered for his home run. After a few more pitches to Bobby, I took my turn at bat. Not being the best player, I hoped Reuben might give me a little help. No such luck. I was out 1, 2, 3 strikes in a row. Bobby went to home plate to bat again, and the game proceeded for about 10 minutes. Then Reuben waved me over to his minivan. Stopping short, I pivoted back around and ran back to Bobby, giving him an unexpected shoulder hug. I said, "You did well today, Bobby. I hope you'll continue to pursue baseball," as Reuben said. I snapped a quick pic of him and then added, "I won't be gone forever. Be good until I come back." I was pretty sure Bobby thought I meant I'd be back to the game in a few minutes, but I could see in his eyes that my tone caught his curiosity. I hoped he would think back on it later and realize it was my way of encouraging him after I was gone, really gone. As I walked towards Reuben, he turned and hollered, his expression revealing he was processing my farewell. "Maybe Dad will sign me up at the batting cage since he never has time to practice with me." I gave him a small smile. "I hope so, Bobby." The ball game was short, but the adrenaline it provided was a welcome relief from the day's stress. As I walked towards Reuben's van, my heart picked up speed. I turned my cap around and undid the backpack's umpire vest. At the van, Reuben and I went to the other side so Bobby couldn't see us. He handed me the keys and repeated the directions to the organic waste dump, where I'd take the extra yard trimmings. Opening the van's back doors, he commented, "They already put some bags in, so you only need to put 2 more. Be careful, mi amiga. I pray for you." "Reuben, thank you so much for your help. Don't worry. I'll get the bags to the dump and we'll park the van at the train station by 4:30. Glancing at my watch, I continued, "I should be able to dump the weeds and get to the station in plenty of time." Looking him in the eye, I asked, "Reuben, can you keep an eye on the kids until I return? I don't know how long it'll be, that I'll be gone. And, well, I want to make sure they're safe. Yes, I will, he nodded. Did you leave the bag decorations in the back for me as we talked about? He nodded again and handed me a fluorescent vest, marking me as one of the crew. I gave him a quick hug and darted over to my pre-packed bag. I glanced towards the window as I neared the kitchen and back side of the house. Jack stood looking out. Keeping my head down, I slinked the rest of the way past the window and grabbed the end of my bag, dragging it as quickly as possible. I hoisted it into the van without incident. Glancing over my shoulder, I caught sight of Jack again. Standing at the front door now, coffee cup in hand, wearing his robe and slippers, his big mouth yawning. Yap, yap, yap! Skippy came to my rescue, barking a mean threat at Jack's heels, distracting him. I scrambled to get the remaining bags Reuben's crew had set aside. Lugging them into the van, I kept my head down, low, using the bill of the cap to hide my face. Please, Lord, if you're real, help me get away safely, I thought. The bags were heavier than expected, but somehow I managed to lift and toss all three into the van. Slamming the back door closed, I ran to the cab and jumped in. Fumbling nervously for the keys in my pocket, I started to panic. Where the H did they go? I'm sure I put them in my pocket. Digging deeper, I groaned. Then searching my left pocket, I exclaimed, thank God. I attempted to put the key in the ignition, but my hand shook so violently, the key wouldn't hit its mark. Grabbing hold of my right hand with my left, I tried twice until finally getting the key in. Cranking the ignition, the starter made a winding rah, rah, rah noise, then went silent. Glancing towards the house, perspiration gathered on my brow as I tried again. There he was, Jack, now fully dressed, walking out of the house right towards me. Oh, Lord, please, I cried out. Rah, 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 again, rah, 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 then round, finally. Jerking the van quickly into drive, I hit the gas and nearly spun out, but eased back off the pedal. Fortunately, a leaf blower began its loud rumble, simultaneously offering decent cover from my screeching tires. As I pulled into the street, I saw Bobby talking to Jack. From his wide arm movements, I could tell he was reliving his home run from earlier. Fortunately, he blocked Jack's view of me. Jack craned his neck around the moment I passed by, following the van with his eyes. I turned away, hoping he didn't get a good look. I gunned the engine when the house was out of view and took off for the waste dump. Okay, 3 miles north of the housing development, turn right in Rancho Lane and take the dirt road about 2 miles further. I rehearsed Reuben's instructions out loud. Just as he said, Rancho Lane was on the right. Before turning, I spotted a car wash on the left side and the road next to an auto body shop and a hardware store. The green waste site was situated off a dirt road in a remote area. Panicking as the clock ticked closer to 4:30, I pulled in quickly and parked behind several sycamore trees and large shrubs. Jumping out, I left the engine running. Throwing open the back doors, I unloaded the bags of yard trimmings. Tossing them on the mound, but only partially spilling their contents out. Thankfully, unloading was easier than loading the truck. Reaching into my bag, I took out my purse and kept the hat and vest on until I got further down the road. Just as I finished, a police car raced up the street, passing the dump in a flash of lights. Better get out of here now. I jumped back in the van and gunned it. Slowing as I reached the cross street, I pulled into the car wash. I ran the van through, getting all the layers of dirt washed off. I was astonished at the difference it came out the other end. Wow, old Blanco really is white. Then driving the short distance to the backside of the hardware store, I parked behind a rusted dumpster. At the back of the van, I looked closely at the license plate before opening the back door. Taking out the sack containing the colorful magnetic decorations I'd given Reuben and frantically rummaging through my bag, I found the California license plate and went to work disguising the van. Wee-oo, wee-oo, wee-oo. My head jerked up as the racing cop car sped back up and down the hill, lights flashing. Catching my breath, I took the new rods and hung the yellow and black curtains in the back windows. They didn't look half bad. When I put on the magnetic flowers, I stood back. There's no way anyone would think this is the same van. Even though I hadn't broken any laws, I knew Jack would send his cronies, maybe even the police after me, soon as he knew what I was up to. Does he suspect anything? Could he have already called the police? A shiver of fear wound through me. If Jack suspected it was me who raced out of his driveway, he would use any means he could to stop me. He had a lot of connections with unsavory people and a few on the take cops in town. Hands shaking, I struggled to remove the plate holder and the license plate. I thought this would be the easy part. Rummaging through Reuben's toolbox at the back of the truck, I found a Phillips screwdriver. Aha, that's what I need. I put the old black and yellow California plate on, but left Reuben's plate cover off. It promoted a Christian Spanish-speaking radio station. I placed it and Reuben's plate in the back of the van, partly under my bag. Good, that should keep them out of sight. Glancing at my watch, I saw that it was already 4:45. I'm late, I groaned. I hadn't factored in the car wash or the challenge of changing the plates. Just a few minutes left to catch the train to Flagstaff. Finding a place to park at the train station took forever. As I finally pulled into a space and turned off the ignition, I released the breath I'd been holding. Jumping out of the cab, I raced to the back of the van. With a snap, the curtains came down, rod and all. I circled the van, removing the floral decor before returning to Reuben's license plate to its rightful place. Tossing the curtains, vest, and green cap into my bag, I locked the van and stashed the key under the back tire. Positioning my backpack on my back, I grabbed my purse and threw the black bag over my shoulder. Bet I made quite a picture. Probably looked like some goth Santa or homeless person. Oh wait, I stumbled at the thought. I am homeless. Running as fast as the heavy bag would allow me, I dashed into the station. It was busy, people milling all around, scanning the marquee overhead. I couldn't find my route. Where is it? Nervously glancing around the platform, my breathing heavy, I weaved in and out of travelers towards the ticket booth window. Showing my ticket, I mustered up some calm and asked, "Sir, can you tell me where I should wait to take the next train to Flagstaff?" "I'm sorry, miss, but that train has already left the station. The schedule was changed the day before yesterday. It left at 4:30 instead of 5. You should have received a notice." "Oh no, is there another one leaving for Flagstaff soon?" I asked, my panic rising. Tipping his head down, he glanced over the rim of his glasses and gave me a quick once-over. By the look on his face, he'd guessed that getting on a train quickly was more important to me than my destination. "Not till tomorrow," he said, "but there's one leaving for Riverview shortly, if that'll do." "Where's that?" I asked as I fought back tears. "It's a small town in California, south of San Juan Capistrano. Been there a few times myself, and it's quite nice. By train, it's going to take you about 13 hours to get there." "When does that one leave?" I asked anxiously. "Well, let's see. It'll be leaving in about 15 minutes. The train comes in right over there." He pointed to the platform just behind me. "Track number 5. I closed my eyes and prayed silently. God, what should I do? Flagstaff had seemed so right, now this. Looking towards the depot entrance, I saw a familiar figure walking towards the ticket booth. He turned his head slightly to the side, almost looking my way. It was Jack. I'll take the ticket to Riverview, one way please. I handed him the money, realizing it was costing me $20 extra, but it was the only choice I had. The man smiled and handed me a ticket. Hope it goes well for you in Riverview. Thanks. As I turned to leave, cramping pains seized my stomach. Great, just what I need. My period is starting. Oh, can you tell me where the nearest restroom is? Right over there, he said, pointing. Stuffing the ticket in my purse, I dashed towards it. At least the bathroom offered a good hiding place. On my way there, I could go behind the ticket booth, staying out of Jack's sight. Stopping short of my tracks, a coin-operated slot sign declared 50 cents entry. What? I thought they got rid of paid toilets a long time ago. Rummaging through my purse, I found the loose change I'd stolen from the whatnot dish at home. After taking care of business, I stood at the sink, washing my hands. The mirror above it revealed my latest blow, a bluish-black bruise forming on my right cheek. Oh, shit. No wonder the ticket guy gave me a funny look. I bet he knew I was a runaway. I took out the cover-up foundation and rubbed it a little on the spot. It didn't help much. Guess it's better than nothing, I murmured, quickly changing into my gray sweats and a hoodie. Pulling the hood over my head, I carefully exited the restroom, peeking out cautiously. I spotted Jack walking towards the van. He tilted his head as if trying to see if anyone was inside. A truck pulled up on the other side of the van and someone stepped out, Reuben. As he grabbed the key and jumped into the driver's seat, Reuben quickly waved to the guy who dropped him off. Jack stepped up his pace when Reuben looked up and spotted me. I wasn't sure if he'd seen Jack, so I motioned wildly for him to get going. Ahora, ahora, now, I mouthed silently, then pointed to Jack. With a swift nod, he slammed the van door. Thankfully, old Blanco started up pronto. Jack was now only a few car lengths away. My heart raced as I watched Reuben roar out of the parking space and towards the highway. Jack stood frozen, a bewildered look on his face. He scratched his head, then shrugged and turned back toward the station. I ducked back behind the ticket booth, out of sight. The sound of a horn made me jump, and a rush of hot wind blew through the station. The loud rumbling of train cars along the track muffled the noise of people gathering their belongings. As passengers stepped out, I nudged cautiously towards the queue, awaiting entry. My heart hammered in my chest, and my sweating palms made it hard to hold back my black bag, a garbage bag. The yellow scrunchie kept sliding off, so I shook my hair loose, threw my hair into a messy bun, and then put my hoodie back up. I made my way to the middle of the crowd as the final passengers exited the train. Sweat dripped down my back, the Arizona heat stifling. Families and business commuters surrounded me. A cranky child let out a frustrated whine just to my left. I watched as the boy's mom gave him a bag of goldfish crackers to keep him quiet. Finally, a speaker overhead announced that the train to San Diego, Riverview, and San Juan Capistrano would be leaving in 5 minutes. All aboard, a conductor called, and the swirl of bodies around me started slowly moving, the surge pushing me forward. Wedged between two large men, a line started forming, and others quickly fell behind us. I could hear the little boy crunching his crackers and chattering happily. As the line moved forward, we passed into a rope queue, placing our luggage on a moving belt for security scanning. A security guard scanned everyone's tickets and let them enter the coach. Come on, come on. I glanced behind me again and saw Jack at the ticket booth. He wasn't looking my way, but I began to shake. Hurry! I pushed myself forward, lugging my bag under the security belt and holding my ticket to the guard. I heard someone call my name as I stepped into the train. Elise, wait! And I'm going to stop there. So tune in again next time for another reading from the Buzz at Chicky-Pie's Cafe. And you might notice I'm in my studio again. One of my last videos was there. I hope you can look up the Gabriel House function that's coming up April 20th and attend. Go to their website, Gabriel's house.org, and check out the event. The painting on my left happens to be the painting I did for the cover of Chicky-Pie's